There we go. Good afternoon, all. It's or good early evening, all. It's 6:07 p.m. on Tuesday, 20th of June, the last day of spring. Tomorrow we start the summer, and as you know, we're trading the U contract, right? As of last Monday, so we're a week into it. Hope you had a good weekend. I wanted to make sure I make this webinar, as I've said before, with the help of Peter. We have put two webinars together. One for what he does after Orb is finished, which is this one. Okay, and then, but prior to around 12 p.m. Eastern, all times are Eastern, or actually 9 o'clock Los Angeles time, 11 Chicago. Now, prior to that, we're on Orb. And before we jump into Orb quickly, I'm going to give you a little background on what we do. This is exactly taken from the screens off of the GoToMeeting that we use on the website. And the purpose of this video is to kind of put everything together for what we have done since the last Orb webinar was done. Orb webinars are shared. There's nothing secret about them. The stuff that isn't, we'll tell you we can't talk about. So that's simple. But we post them here on the landing page. And it was a combination of some of the technologies we had and a problem. The problem was, can we do a vol-based system to trade, of all things, Bitcoin? My immediate answer was no. Actually, you can, but I don't believe in having my money in the hand of a broker-dealer. I want it to be exchanged, and you know what has happened recently with the Bitcoin exchanges. So, I don't mean future exchanges. I've traded Bitcoin on CME and CBOT, but only twice, one each as a sample. But those are, future contracts on Bitcoin. Anyhow, so we started with the little history here. Let's go there. This goes back to our watch list, which was written for, and this is two parts to it. This is one part. The other part I'll show you in a second is this part, which is the combination of this. What we do is we go through, these are started with a bunch of stocks. They're from IBD, Investor Business Daily 250. They're high beta, so they move fast. Ideal for our indicators. Why? Because we wrote indicators for futures. And the purpose was to rank them, to go ahead and rank them and get some actionable items on it. Live. Of course, right now it's going to be very low updates because it's nighttime. But during the day, this is like a dance. It's like a ballet in the middle of a chaos. And try to rank these based on these buy and bear and bull levels. And then the extension of that is this is part of our happy expert. The extension of that is that we also have a option page for it. Where is that? Hold on. It's going to be here. There you go. This page, which takes these levels. You could see how we move, a price moves there. So let's say take Tesla here. Okay, so if I go to Tesla here and say, just update it, see that? Yeah. There you go. Give me Tesla because they're connected. I remember I use two monitors. So one is on the left. This is on the left. On the right, because being videoed, I've just moved it here so you can see it. It's this one. Hit. Hold on. What happened? Come here. There you go. Here's your Tesla. They're connected to this blue light there. That blue is the it's the what do you call it? Symbol. The other one is interval. So what that filter does is to tell us where we are with these colors. Okay. And we look at both at the sigma levels, CIs, it's vol, DMZ diff. And you see these colors, these bubbles. You have these bubbles that come in. Well, having done that, and that's exhausted. That took us about 2-3 months of getting it correct. I got to give credit to Esposito Mark for the option, being an option guy, trying to give us some feedback here. And then we died down. Well, this happened about DMZ was done 2019. ATRs were added in 2020, and then by the time we rolled it out, it was maybe beginning of 21 type of a deal. Then we died. We had no development to do. We're just sitting around doing our trading and looking at what we have done. And then one day it hit me. Can we take that, which is, you can see it here, is this chart actually for futures. If you expand this, this is the future. This is what it is. You see the bubbles. You see the bubbles colors. You see that color there change on the DMZ line. That there are bubbles that pop. You see that there's a bubble there. What these bubbles did on that filter, if you had put NQ in there, you would have seen that. So the question becomes, can we look at this and rather than sitting here and trying to be subjective, okay, which I'm not good at. I don't like that. I kind of have a problem with it. It's like E-wave, Elliott wave. Can we get different people there, sit there and be subjective? Are they going to get same results? The answer is emphatically no, because we all have our own little biases, and you can give this chart to 10 people, and you're going to get 15 opinions. Is that fair? I mean, that's what we're going to get. So the question, then I had a call from another friend of mine one day, and he said, Faye, I look at all your stuff. I come to your webinars, but I want to know, can I take any of this and trade Bitcoin? Hi, Geraldo. How are you? Geraldo. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say Geraldo. My bad. By the way, we missed you today in the webinar, in the go-to meeting, but that's okay. Try to make it tomorrow. Remember, it's like you have 10 days, and every day things are going to be different. So it's good to use all the opportunity you have for that 10 days. Anyhow, long story short, and I said, okay, maybe I don't like to trade Bitcoin, but I could look at something equally high volatile. And to me, was NQ. I don't like Russell. Russell, the volume is too low. ES volume is too much, and it's a look back. It's got a look back memory in it, so you hardly move anywhere. It's always kind of stuck. It's a very, very tight range. Then, but it's and the volume being bigger here, being smaller here in NQ, or for that matter MNQ, you actually push it faster, get the other side into trouble. The concept is max pain here for the shorts, and here's a max pain for the longs. We go from those levels, thus these fear and greed. We can see the zigzags always, okay? And they're based on two statistical tools we have, which is a double CI plus a filter that gives you DMZ. Then you add ATRs to it, and we played games with it, obviously. And then at some point you stop because no need to curve fit it. You're not going to always get the exact results, as the input is stochastic. That being meaning in simple English, it's random. The input is random. Because of that, you get this chaos, a little bit of chaos in it. But still, there's a ballet. There's a ballet here if you watch it. If you kill the noise out or filter it out, and that's what these tools come in, including color changes. You see how the colors change. Well, that's how we led to a code, and this had some problems. It had some problems, wasn't as easy. I still want to go there and visit that concept, but now we've brought more tools in hand, and maybe we have through Tiger Shark. I don't know. That's debatable. Tiger Shark is in its infancy, but so we started on a project to try to do this, build the infrastructure for a strategy. I have not done a strategy before. Last time I did a strategy was in 95, 96 area. A lot of it came from TradeStation stuff. Some stuff from a guy named Standall, which is on our suggested reading list on the very, very bottom. It costs you exactly, I think, $14 or something. $14. There you go. But it's one of the best $14 you've ever spent. I mean, these days it's probably a burger, a good burger at $14. Go and do this. You don't need the burger. You need this. Okay. And as a matter of fact, he's a friend. I've met him a couple of times. he spoke at our user group in LA. So, having said that, I was kind of leery. I was not too excited to do. But the fellow who I worked with to get these done, okay, is a very smart guy at TradeStation. He had just retired. So I waited for him to get the non-compete expired, and then we did this. Then he came back and says, "What's next?" I said, "Okay, hold on. I'll think of what's next." And I said, "Listen, I got a fellow who's asking for uh, uh, a kind of a Bitcoin system, wall-based, and I'm not too crazy about it. I'd rather do it good for NQ." He goes, "What are you thinking?" I said, "Well, with cash open, the ball game changes." So he goes, "Well, we can do an orb." I said, "What the hell is orb?" He goes, "Opening range breakout." I said, "That sounds right. Okay, fine. Let's see where we go." That was August, early August of 2021. So about 23 months ago. Okay. And all this happening on the drive. I've gone there with Tico to pick up some burgers. Okay, I swear. We're out there to pick up some burgers. He likes, what do you call it? Culver's from Wisconsin. Land of milk and honey. Yeah. So we've got to pick up some burgers, or good burgers for the price, and so fast. So in a couple of calls back and forth, that afternoon, we get back and start running SOW. I've written a schedule for you guys to see our development, what we did. Okay. I don't need to go too much detail. I'm sorry, it's on the product page. So we built this first, which is just a system by itself. You could see this is the talk I'm having. That night I started writing this, or maybe a day after, whatever. It took a little bit of time to get started, and you see our progress from 1020, and then slowed down because it was pretty good after that. We just have to change it at the margin. Then on the 4.0, we went to up to 3.0 was only in the chat room. At 4.0, we went into the second button here that says if you have TradeStation yourself, you can run it. So we issued that. Now we have to do the access control and that kind of goodies. And then later on, we even added MNQ only. This is for the little bit smaller account sizes. We can go up to 9 MNQ. Okay. A little bit after that, I had a call from a fellow, a company called Striker in Chicago, saying, "Listen, I've heard about you, and do you have anything for us?" I said, "Not now. We have introduced something, but I want at least 90 days at my risk. I don't want anybody else involved yet." And we were still doing in the chat room. People would just take trades from the chat room, nothing automatic. Then a few people got it into, like Marshall and a couple other guys got into elite member for the using it, and that we had a few issues until we got it resolved. And that puts us around where we were 410. A striker calls about that time. I tell him my timeline is about call me in April. April he calls, and we went to a version for them. Took them a month to get set up. They're very slow. They're wonderful people, don't get me wrong, but technologically, yeah, whatever. Just there you go. They're a little bit slow. And we put together. First trade was 5th of May, and it's posted here. Okay, you could see 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo. We started first trade, and out of the shoot was incredible. Remember, margins back then were a little bit bigger, I believe. No, actually, slightly smaller. So we had a huge day. But one day means nothing. You can have wins and losses. You can have commissions you got to take out, so on and so forth. And you could see what we went. This number at one point was hitting 900%. 900%, yes. I think by time we got about here, this area, see this area? Look at the returns. By the time we get to October, it was going nuts. Now, July, we had a bad month. Why? Market went sideways. Actually, we gave back quite a bit. But that's going to happen. Okay? We never went negative. That means the money you put in never, the max negative PNL was never got to zero. We had a big drawdown. That's from the peak to the trough. But that gave most of it back and then come back. Why is that? Nature of the beast. It's a market texture changing. Then you went to I had a cousin who came in fourth. No, here, 4th of August, I think, somewhere in here, somewhere on here. Were one of our low days. She finished to come in out of Germany, but she was trading NQ, the big contract, with 30,000. Her balance here was 168,000. 190. She added. She pyramided up, of course, because she sees how we do it. 168,000. I immediately gave her instruction to get out. She goes, "Why?" I said, "Well, I told you to get in. You didn't even know what NQ stood for. So I'm telling you to get out. Okay, get out now." And she did. And then we went back in January. And she says, "I didn't understand what you did that for." I said, "I think we have issues because we have a lot of people in, and we've got to resolve them. And I don't want you to give back so much. Take a big chunk out and put it away, and take your initial money out. The trick in this game is take your initial money out. So you're playing on house money. People don't do that. They keep on pyramiding it. The problem with pyramiding is that one bad trade, you're giving all of it back. I have a number of friends and family members I can tell you have done that. Don't do that. Just be cautious with your yield. Okay. These are trend following systems, and you could see the dispersion of the winners versus losers. When they come in, they're huge. And this is your payoff curve. It's not going to be a straight line. Okay? You got to have, this is actually, yeah. You will have times that it goes nuts, comes back down there. If you get in here, you got to be a little bit patient. If you go from here to here, it says, boo boo, this is bad. I don't like Hamzy's, or that's fine. You got to miss this. If this bothers you too much, maybe you should be trading a little bit smaller so you can sit through and get this. So that's all orb is. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's just the market is. Now, we do come back to you and constantly remind you. I did it today in the classroom, the chat room too. Please read the user guide. It is important. We also asked them to give us a personal trading history. It's just a little questionnaire like this. And it's confidential. It doesn't go anywhere. I'm the only one who reads it. And I usually come back and tell you what I think, what size you should be trading, which product, and maybe you shouldn't even trading. I have had to do that. A couple of guys, the soup Nazi episode in Seinfeld. No soup for you. Come back next year. Really have to, because they go in something unknown. And one guy got a little pissed off at me. I want to be in. You post these results. You're keeping me out. I said, no. I am keeping your risk capital out, not you. I know your emotions, but your risk capital is a little bit smarter than you. One day he'll thank me. Yeah. You gotta wait. You gotta be, you gotta have, remember, it has to be risk capital. We actually changed some of our verbiage, reminding everybody this is the money that you could lose. When you're getting involved with the high returns, commensurate with that, you're gonna have high risk. You cannot have one without the other. Then otherwise you become what did Peter said the other day? Become the geniuses who fail. You become long-term capital. Yeah, you think you've cornered the market. There's no such a thing. So basically, now let's get to more of the orb. Let's get detail of orb. I have for you two packages, NQ and MNQ. They move in tandem. Look at the price. Okay, and look at this: 246.75, 247.25. Why did I do that? Because at nighttime, I'm trying to prove to you the dispersion. It's 50 cents at this time. During daytime, it's pretty much zero. Now, but NQ is more efficient. Why is that? We'll get a lot more detail, but I'm just trying to build a base here. Let's see. Let's go to this page, which I think I've posted for you guys before. I did it in the chat today. Okay. There we go. If you go here, you'll see this is NQ. During the day, that's one contract. That's 25% of overnight. Okay. If you go to NQ, which is 10 times of MNQ, during the day is 10%. So even though this is 10 to 1 at nighttime, they converge at nighttime on margin, 1848 versus 18480. Daytime, NQ has a lot more favorable in terms of gross dollar move divided by margin at risk. Okay, you have to look at what the money that not margin at risk, Margin is not never at risk, but margin hurdle, if you put it this way. To trade 3 MNQs, you need $1,300. Again, you see it also here. This is the math up here. Hold on. We gotta pay attention to the details. Everything is here in detail for a reason. This is 1348. This line right there. Okay, 1348, and you see it right there. If you go to NQ, that's 5,000, but you're getting for about 4 times more money. You get 10 times more return. Are you with me? 4 times more money on the table, you get 10 times, and you're just paying 1 commission versus the commissions you pay there for MNQs. So it'll save you on commissions, but that's the small money. The key part is the hurdle. Now, it gets dicey. For example, FOMC meetings, because they changed that. They remove all the day trade margin you go to overnight. So all of a sudden, you're at this level. You are at this level, this column, overnight margin. And now it becomes like even play. Yeah. And that's could be a few hours. Where do you get that? TradeStation gives you a message. Or it's posted. They have a website that gets posted, which is this one at the bottom, but they don't keep that up very good because it's just time. It's easier for them to send a message out. We know, for example, in FOMC, they do that. Okay. And used to be 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. People like me would take advantage of that. You know when? Non-farm payroll. That's one of my favorite trades. Non-farm payroll. I think I can call it a little bit. I don't know how the market is going to do, but I know what the numbers should be. They're 2 different things. Okay. But if you're fast enough, you got fast indicators, and it was at 8 when it used to be at 8, number comes at 8:30. I'm trading day session rate 90, an hour before the market opens. So I was kicking ass. They closed that loophole. About a year ago, they said, oh, no, not to me, to a bunch of people. No, it's not 8 a.m., it's 9 a.m. So now it's post and non-farm. So keep that in mind. Okay? So going back to the charts. So this is what we show in our morning part of the day. Up to about noon, then we switch to fractals with sigma channels. Okay. Again, CI diff, DMZ diff. This is DMZ diff. Here's our FHHL, first our high and low, or the measured move they call it in Chicago. And here's your TQ. This is a contribution from Peter. And then versus if you go to a zoom, now if something happens to a machine here, we also have on another machine, we have fractals for you. Pure fractals using B bands, which is Bijan bands, and Kepler. Of course, they're modified. And what is modified is not just a formula. It's also, it takes the data in. The volume is embedded here. Okay, and this has to do with block trades. Now, I'm going to stop here. Anything after that is proprietary. Not going to go past that. There was a question in our chat room today. What's in there? I just said. It's volume is embedded in the bar. You can't plot these. These are ours. This tied into my user. Why is that? We did some work with TradeStation for a couple of years and on option pro, and then I called in the favors. I just said, guys, I need a favor for you, and I want to come in on tied to this user IDs. So it would run there. It is very intensive. It's going to take some CPU from you. It's not easy. Yes, I will do that. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Andy, I got that. We're getting there. Good point. Thank you, sir. Keep them coming. You know I'm not shy, right? And I'll be here as long as we have time. I did not want to cancel today. Okay, it's been a long day, but I have notes and we have charts and we go over it. But keep them coming. Thank you, sir. Okay, so you have 2 NQs coming to you. One is on the GoToMeeting. We have to keep them separate so you can open it on the same machine, because most of these software geeks and wrote these softwares on the other side, like on Zoom and all that, they're all on one machine at a time. But being a one Zoom, one GoTo, it's there. Why do we have ES in there? Because we have a few people who want to trade ES. But ES is much bigger, very slower, and lower opportunity for making money. But older school likes to trade ES. NQ is the new. So you want to be in technology, you want to be industrial. It's up to you. But we offer, and one of our simpler machines runs ES. There's no chat room there. There's no audio. There's a text, but few people have been active a little bit there. It's there. It's fine. But our work is NQ. Our work is on NQ for what do you call it? The fractals, OTF fractals, and for OR. It started with ES in Chicago, but once I could manage to modify it for NQ, boom, then the sea was parted. The world was ours. We got to go there. Why? Because look at the moves. The key issue is trend following. Whatever that trend is it this? Is it that? You simply don't get on ES. And this one you win or lose faster. You know you're a winner or you know you're a loser faster. That's important. ES can sit there and keep you happy until the tsunami hits, and that's too late. All right, so we'll go forward on ORB. So again, now this is orb running. Okay, this is orb. This is orb running. This part is the indicator. Okay. This is added in there, the DMZ that comes with a package for you. This does not, and this does not. You have to have a happy package for them. But we're just showing what we show in the chats. Okay. We have 3 packages there. We have basic. These are important because these questions come. I'm just time bankrupt. One of the reasons I'm doing the webinars is to automate our answers. And it's in writing. It's all recorded, even better yet. Voice is there, video is there. There is a chat room. The first link is chat room. The other one is two-phased. It's the elite and MNQ, both NQ and MNQ. What's the difference? MNQ only gives you 9 contracts. That means 3 units. Why do we use 3 units? That's against my personality. Again, my personality. I like to come in with 3 units. If you've done any game theory, you'd see that mathematically is the best solution. Come in with 3. First target, you take the profit and the BE in there. So you can't lose anymore. And like today, you save it. You save what you got and move forward. Then you have an intermediate target to get out. And then the last one is usually end of time. That's exactly what happened today on our second trade. 2 trades only. Second trade kicks in if the first trade has failed. That first trade I showed you on May 5th of last year, it came in and just killed it. That we have run systems based on what's the best time of the channel. This is how the channel is built after cash opens here. When the channel is built, where potential targets could be, and what should be end of time. We've played with that quite a bit over 2.5 years now. Remember, these are 3-minute bars. That's a lot of data, a lot of different texture, a lot of sample size. Just to give you a feel, you work for Mattel, you're running their quality control. What do you call it? Production support. There's a name for it. I forget. So I forgot. Well, actually, one of my cousins in Toronto, that's what he does or used to do. You need about 30 in your sample size. Not so with trading. Why? The input is a stochastic. So you look at that at least 100, maybe 200 points. Okay. This trades in 1 year about 450 trades, something like that. It's under 5. There's 500. Let's see. There is 252 trading days on average. We don't trade Wednesdays, so you divide it by 5 times 4. So 252 divided by 5 times 4. So it's 201 potential trades. Am I right? 252 divided 5. Yeah, 50 times 4. Yeah, about 200 days. That's going to trade because we don't trade on Wednesdays. Now, why is that? Because we also test it by days. The software is written. We can turn off a day. Say, give me Fridays only. Give me Tuesdays only. What? The fellow who helped me, he knows strategies like no one. He's very smart. He actually trades himself with a couple of small strategies. But he does commodities. Again, Why is that important? Commodities trend. So does NQ. ES doesn't. See, you have to start somewhere with some assumptions to figure out what you're going to chase. Because why? This is a pipeline. You're building a pipeline. It's a lot of work involved. You can't put the wrong pipeline in and say, oh, gee, I forgot. Oh, I didn't mean to go from Michigan to Nevada. I meant to go from Oklahoma to Seattle. It's too late. So you have to start with some rules that comes from your experience, and then you take that and you build it. So if the first trade is a loss, it has to wait at least one bar, and then kick in on the next level, to the other side. This way, you won't trade the same direction twice. It gives a chance to go to the other side. Why? Because there's a trend involved. Chances are it's going to go to the other side. If the upside didn't work, most likely you're going to have a downside day. You don't want to try another upside and die, or go to a third trade, because now you're adding to risk. You got to keep your risk forcibly within some range. Otherwise, because you don't know. Remember, when the day starts, you have no clue. So today we got pretty good trade. Came out here. Actually, about down here, I was begging people to get out. We got lucky. We just got out at DMZ here on a second trade, and the third one was end of time, EOS, end of session. Remember, our sessions are at noon. Why? The bosses in New York at Goldman and Morgan Stanley, the masters of the universe, they need their 3 martinis. And what happens to the missile keys? It goes to interns. I don't want to be sitting at the mercy of the interns. I can read the masters. I can't read the interns. Sorry. And I spent some time at floor of Goldman on, is it 55 Broad? I forget. Yeah, it was on Battery Park. And was it 40? I think it was 55. I forget. And then, of course, 1585 Broadway, Morgan Stanley, I spent a year. And you see the pattern. So this is pretty intense. They won their 3 martini, and what happens after that is anything. And they'll come back within the hour, but the volume has dropped. Now the volume is dead. So try to make your money here and go home. That's what this is built for. This tries to do what good trader with some discipline and some habits has in him, within the code. And remember, it runs in Chicago in 2 different firms, Stryker and Fox, and it's all automated. Over there, that's another offering, which is 1/3 of the price on the what do you call it, on the MNQ, because only 1 unit. So if you want to trade 9 of them, you have to buy 3 units. Okay, there are multiples of 3s because of this logic. If you look at the math, most game theory stuff is that. Some people say go to 75%, take 2/3 out. It all comes out to be the same. What we're trying to do is get the early profit, lock it, move the stop to BE, because otherwise your stop is somewhere here at the beginning. Now, how do we come up with those? Back testing, and we hardly change them. Because now you're curve fitting. We're not trying to curve fit. I've been there, done that. I've lost a lot of money in curve fitting, and believe me, no school is going to teach you that. It's a school of hard knocks. It's the bullets in your back that reminds you. The arrows, whatever you want to call it. So MNQ is the same. It's the same issue, except I'm sorry. Now, in the meantime, you have access to what the dome is doing. You see our prices going up. You can see our profit targets. When I show the results I posted from this area for the day. Now, what happened here was we lost on the NQ. Let's go to NQ. There we go. We lost about $2,000 here. Remember, 210 versus $2,000. This was $2,000. Remember, this is 3 contracts. It adds up. This one came and won that, and then some. Made some more profit, and then last profit here. Okay, and I think our end result was I put it on Twitter. Hold on. End result was I forget, but right here. There we go. We put it there. Here's the second one. It made 1360. Now on the $5,000, which is for 3 MNQ contracts for 25%. Had you done MNQs, it would be 110, 136. but the margin was 1,300. You would make 10%. Again, proof to you NQ is more efficient, but you need more money at risk. But remember, small risk. There's always a smaller risk. I mean, bigger risk with a smaller money, always. So, yeah. I prefer to trade NQs myself, but I always start my day with MNQ. Always. Why? Because you're sleepy, you got up, you take a shower, you come in, you have your breakfast, you have your coffee, but you're still not in the market. You're not awake yet. You know when you get awake? When you have a skin in the game. When you have a skin in the game, where you put a power box in front of you, it can evaporate in a few minutes. So that wakes you up. So trade small, trade MNQ, then you can come in with a bigger trade later. So I myself start with MNQ first. Remember, I run very little of this. Mainly I run Tiger Shark because I have different type of asset management clients. I run that, but with the MNQ I get my feel. Okay, so if I make a mistake, I make a small mistake. I can recover it. Once I get the tempo right in my system, I open up the throttles with NQs. And sometimes I even had both running or like part of today. And then I take one out. I take one out and just concentrate on one set. Again, they move in tandem. 2, 1, 4, 4, 3. We go here. See that? Yeah, it's 25 cents off. So there is no arbitrage rule forces that. So the issue is really what's your pocket, what you like to trade. Again, we show the same thing. TQs. These are came in from the GoToMeeting, by the way. I just brought them over just a few moments ago to make sure we're using exactly the same. And these, you could see, this gives us a transition to go when the orb finishes. So when we go here, those are moved to the center of the chart, and then you have the XL plus, XL large, and medium. The difference is on the NQ Zoom, you also have a small. Now, some folks like to trade this. I advise against that, but they don't listen. They want it. This is good for a small amount of risk capital, and you're in and out. Your commissions are going to be a lot higher. It does move a little bit faster because, again, smaller accounts there, a little bit jittery. Okay, they change their mind ever. As you see, what Peter was talking about, and myself, but mainly Peter, we both favor this. This is where the really trend is. I'm not interested to get the top tick or the bottom tick. I want to get the trend right. To get the trend right, this is the two I use. Okay. Now back to ORB. How do we sign up for ORB? Okay. First of all, we want you to read the pages. This is crucial. This is for your own clarity of what we do, what we don't do. This is the update you need to have. Update 68. We give you the worksheet. We give you this worksheet, okay? Actually, it's not that, exactly that. Hold on. I'll tell you what we give you that goes out. It's on the website. Everything is downloadable from website. Let's say you, this is 4.91. Let's see. This is what we give you. With a 1 minus, let me just get this. Yeah. Yeah, this one is built in, equity. This is not, so we'll take this out. Hold on. Let me disable that. This is what we give you. Okay, this is a TradeStation setup, not mine. Hold on. There we go. This is what we give you. This gives you the equity line of what the system has done. These are from TradeStation. We give you this. Okay. On Wednesdays, tomorrow morning, it's going to be red dashes. That's we're not trading, so you know. And this indicates opening bar. TradeStation works on the. Again, I'm going a little bit extra, but I just want to make sure we cover it. TradeStation work at the end of the bar. That's the first bar of the day. Shows 0833. Why? We also set this on exchange data, exchange data, not local. And 3 minutes. Why? For international users. We have users everywhere. It is much easier to run on exchange time. So this runs on Chicago time. Okay? But if you're in New York, you see at 9:30. This bar show up. If you're in LA, you see it at 6:30. But by being at 8:30, you don't have a conversion issue because you're being exchanged, not local. Because some countries, like from India to Japan, get a lot of trouble. And you just don't want to do that. You want to be, you don't want to wasting your time on the machine figuring out which time zone you're in. You just want to trade it with the exchange time zone. So this is what you get. It is downloadable from the website. The website says what you need. This is the version that you want to have, 1148. You need to back up your machine on our, when we give you the questionnaire, you'll see what we ask you to fill in. Like, we're not going to tell you what the answers are, but this tells us to say yes or no. That's important. Unfortunately, people sign up first. And sometimes you have to end up giving their money back and tell them, hey, this is the problem. Go and work on this. We'll take you in later. Just you're not ready. One of the things that are important, you need to have a UPS on. Okay? Remember my background, B2 bomber. It's redundancy. You have to think the worst case because it's going to happen to you. Something is going to go wrong. Okay? I mean, what was it? Last place I was in, we had a problem with our laundry room where the cable company comes in. And it was going to a bunch of rooms for TVs and internet, but there was no power supply there. So if the power went down, we had trouble. So I had to put a power supply there. Yeah. Now, most small distributions don't need power, but this one did because the wires were too long. This house where I'm in, this is all fiber. Everything is fiber. You need to have a speed test on your machine. This is crucial. Okay. I'm not saying you should have this level, but let me show you. Again, you ask what you need. I'm going to go over all of that. That's a very good question, Landy. Run this. Look what we do. I don't think you need all of this, okay? But you need to be fairly close. I'd say 200 up and down. Okay, you're 200 up, 50 down. I'm sorry. No. 200 down, 50 up. You need that. Yeah. Now, and I would say i7 machine, Windows 11 Pro. Do not use Home. There we can see the test is going there. Here you go to your system and you hit About. Okay. I'd say you don't need 32, but 16-bit. Don't go 8. 8 is going to get you in trouble. Run 16 gigabytes. i7. Okay, this is I don't trade on this. This is my interaction with you guys, emails and so forth. If you don't put everything on one basket and have a backup machine. Okay, if you want to do that. And definitely not Home. Home has a very deprecated communication package, not good. Make sure you're a pro. That's like $80 on this sucker, Microsoft Store. You go to Microsoft and it's online. You can do it. The code is actually sitting in your machine. You just have to unlock it, okay, to make sure you have a pro. That's the main change, main difference, communication. And what are we doing? We're communicating. We're trading the news. We're trading the information. So it's very important to do that. It's less than, it's like a commission in a day, depending what size, of course. But let's say you trade, somewhat actively. It's probably, you got probably $100 commission a day. That's cheaper than that. So it pays for itself. Okay. And of course, you got to understand TradeStation. Please, if you're new, be honest with us with your experience. Because if you're new at it, you're going to get into trouble. Now, I want to say it one more time here. It's crucial. Oh, absolutely, Randy. Because the laptop will run out. Yeah. Plus, you need a UPS for your router. Your router needs a UPS too. Yeah. I have 300 minutes on my router. 300 minutes. Yeah. You don't know how long you're going to come back. What, you want to be worried about? Well, I've got 10 minutes to get out. What if you're going to kill you in that 10 minutes? You cannot think about it. You need to think about the charts, not what your physical limitations are. Because those you can manage by pre-planning. The market, you can never pre-plan. You have some ideas. They say plan your trade and trade your plan. Trade what you see. Okay. Of course it does. It's in the chat room. I mean, the user guide. Haven't you? See, now I know you haven't downloaded the user guide. I got you. No soup for you. Come back next year, Randy. Of course it is. Yes. There you go. Okay. Well, okay. We'll give you a little bit of soup. Now that truth comes out, we'll give you a little bit of soup. Okay. Yeah. We'll give you a cup, not a bowl. A cup. Yeah. And no extra bread. Don't be like George coming and say you want extra bread. You want extra bread? No soup for you. Exactly. So, yeah, you need to do that. Of course. we have two levels of stops. Of course, you get this. We talked about it in the chat room today. It shows up here. These are set up that shows your strategy. Remember, it has to be on strategy orders and strategy positions. See that? Don't touch these. Don't run these. These are where to show if you're in lock with the system or not. Position match, for example. You want to do what do you call it? You want to do let the machine take over. You want to see what the machine is doing. Okay, so leave that on. Okay. Let's see. Now, then you need to put the initial money in. You got to open an account. We need your account number. They got to approve you. They give us the account number. We need also your SIM account. When you go to, I can't open up mine because again, my password will be shown. But if you go here, you click that, the view market, you go in there and put in your account number and SIM number. Once you sign up, going through here, you sign up, we will send you code that match the account number. Guess what happens often? People write in the wrong account number. So just to be sure, we've also asked for, hey, fill in the questionnaire on this one. On the other trade, whether it's MNQ or not, when you do this one, we're asking for account numbers. Why are we doing that? There we go. These two. Okay. And remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have seen all the future accounts starts with 210, and then SIM accounts has got out. Then there's the alpha in there and some numbers, or a couple, 2 or 3 alphas, alphas, and then more numbers. But SIMs are always the simulation starts and ends with F. If there's another SIM you send us, that's not going to be your futures SIM. That's going to be your stock SIM. It's going to be useless. You can't run it. We have 3 type of accounts at TradeStation. SIM. I'm sorry, 3 SIMs. Actually, 3 accounts. Actually, 3 types. Doesn't matter. Both live and SIM. So you get 6. SIM, you have crypto, you have futures, and you have stocks. Options are considered stocks, equities. So equity, futures, and crypto. So so you don't want to mix that. I mean, hold on. Okay. So yeah, am I right on that? I want to make sure. Hold on 1 second. For a moment, you got me thinking here. Let me open this up. Okay. Oh, this is no, yeah. Oh, this doesn't show that. Okay, this doesn't show that. Right? Yeah. Futures, options, equity. There's one more. There's a crypto. I think if I'm right. I never do it. That's a cash crypto. If you take let's say futures or contract on Bitcoin, that comes out of exchange. That's a future. That's considered a future. Yeah. Let me see. Let me go here. Let me see. I was looking at your screen there. All right, 1 second. Okay. So fill those in. We'll put it in there, and then we'll send you a code. You want to check it. We don't do tech support first thing in the morning. We don't. We're busy. Our premium time is opening range breakout. For who? For people who are already in. Yeah. When you come your first day, no trading. But we have Cash in there. We have Nancy. They'll help you. Nancy, Scott, Cash Bochber. They're very good. They'll help you with the support issues you may have. And if they can't resolve it, they come to me when I have a break. Okay. But you want to make sure things are running carefully. Since this has been running this long, on the elite side, from elite here, November 4th of 2021. Guess what? Where the problem is? Pilot's error, exactly. Yeah, operator. Yeah. It's not going to be us. The code is very, very mature. So just make sure you give us good numbers. We'll give you numbers back. Now, if you see partial of this is important. If you don't get the dash line, vertical dash line, yellow Monday and Tuesday, and then Thursday and Friday, then this strategy is not working. Okay, and you get a different message up here too. If you don't get these 2 lines, let's say back here, let's say at nighttime, you get set up, you don't see this. Let's assume it's like here. Let's at nighttime, you sign up, we notice it come in, we'll get the code to you, send it to you. If you don't get these 2 lines, the indicator is not running. Okay, and here's what you look for. Here's your data. I'm sorry, data has to be. Oh, if it's not 3 minutes, you get different messages. You're not using 3 minutes. Using wrong code. For example, an expression. Oh, I like to move on a Wednesday, this and that. No, please, please. This is a Navy sailor. We don't care what you think or what you want. The machine accepts it a certain way. I shouldn't say we. The machine doesn't think what you want, you need this or that. The machine is programmed to do certain things. If you don't adhere to that, again, goes back to user guide. Machine will say no. It's not your fault. It's just those are the rules of the machine. The machine is built to have a rule. Why? We want to take the emotion out. Listen, 300% a year is not too shabby. But you don't get there by just doing whatever you want. I got a number of friends who take 5,000 to 100,000 and give it all back. Why? Because when they got to 100,000, they think they knew everything. And a week later, they're down at 7,000. Give it all. They give, like 93,000 back. So don't go there. Stick with rules. Now, back to here. Let's see. And then, obviously, you're waiting for that. Now, this could be also, I'm sorry, we also have to arm it. So you have to arm it this way. You go to studies. This time you go edit strategy. Okay, see, it's not armed yet. You have to arm it. Arming is an extra feature added for your protection. Okay, but it's not when you're in the chat room, but this is when you're running it yourself. You want to say execution using that account. You can have multiple accounts, but we give you a code for one account, the one you gave us. So we have people who've got multiple accounts. They trade in one, or they trade different assets there, and then they trade orb. You should not be running both orbs in MNQ and NQ. Okay, because with the big orb, you can trade the elite, the one that's 1,000 a month. You can run 30 MNQs or 3 NQs. That's built for you to do a ramp up, and you have access to chat room. Chat room is very valuable. Okay, so you can also trade in the afternoon. You can't do that with the regular MNQ orb. So MNQ orb just something simple to get you involved. But the big guns, they use the total package. Why? You need one trade to pay it off for a month. Okay, so you want to use the tools. I mean, I got folks trading 18 contracts, 6 units. Yeah. Oh yeah. So more power to them. Here, we're trying to arm it. We go to arm, but we want to turn this off. So there's no intervention needed from you. You don't need to sit there and say, oh yes, no. Why? Orders are coming. It changes to green. Now you're good to go. And now it's white. Now you're armed. Now, I don't save it like that. Some people do. Somebody like Cash, he comes in the morning, dumps the cat, not his file, CACH, which is this directory. I'll show you that too. Again, there's a little tech support in here, but we all need some tech support. And this is also made for you to go back and look at it a few times. Not a problem. Oh, let's see. Where we go? The documents. Documents, PlayStation 10. This is the file, cal file. This is your cache. Now, of course, you can't get rid of it right now because you're running TradeStation. You close your TradeStation, you dump that, and then he runs this cleanup. He does it every day. Esposito does the same thing. Now, these guys are a little bit more mature than I am. They're a little bit more extra careful, so they do a complete cleanup. You don't need that. In my opinion, once a week is good. Spend your Saturday, clean up your machine. Make sure your machine is up to date. Run your setup first. I mean, update first. Make sure you're checked. Why? There are a lot of codes here that are TradeStation users. We have one coming. Right now, we're running 68. I'm willing to bet with you within the next 3 to 4 weeks, there's going to be 69. 69 is in the works. One of my programmers has it. He's on an advanced review team. I don't want to be there because I have a 69. If I give you a TSW file, this description of this page, it won't run. So I stay with majority. I say 68. But we know 69 is coming, and the early view is that when Microsoft gives you a .NET update. .NET, the what's called the framework. Okay, go to that. You go to history. You see that? This came on the 13th. There should be another one here. There we go. There's another one here. That was on 213. Hold on. There's got to be more. That can be. Interesting. I thought I saw it more. Anyhow, I know this has been updated too. Okay. That's the 3. That's the 2. I mean, there's been more than one of these recently, but it's written over it for that cumulative update. This 35481, these are used for any package that handles a lot of data. And what does this thing do? Handles data. Because that what's happening inside that bar is kept inside of that SQL, inside of that .NET framework. This is the work that's done by one of the smartest guys ever, hired by Microsoft, called Scott Guthrie. He did. He's head of AI now. He did Silverlight. He did this thing, the .NET. There's one more to it. If you go to LinkedIn, you see what I'm talking about. Look up Scott Guthrie. My brother used to work for him. Very, very super guy. Came out of Duke. Okay, that's the only company he's worked for, and it's probably worth a couple of $1 billion now. Very smart cookie. And he's executive VP, and he just took over AI. So I still the .NET reports to him. These are the guys who manage complex applications on Windows. Okay, something Apple will never do because they don't have the usage for it. You know, they're not there. This is really the ultimate. You know, if you're running like I don't know what Oracle does under NetSuite and all that, but they're probably doing it on cloud. But something at that level, it's huge. Okay, so you need to be up to date. When these things get 2 or 3 updates, we're going to go to the next level. Always happens, always. So 69 is coming. Now, you wait for me to go 69, and we'll let you know. We'll let you know. We run it on one machine only first, and then slowly introduce it out. I get 2 or 3 guys as volunteer to test the OR or on the 69 before we do a mass distribution. Why? Because we've been wrong before. You learn from mistakes. That's simple. You know, nobody has all the answers. You just learn. You just stay, stay modest and just do good. Do no harm to the extent possible. I know Google used to say that, but that's a different story. So now, do not leave the machine. Okay. I mean, if you want to leave the machine, you might as well trade with Chicago using Striker or Fox. But here, you want to do a little bit better. Do not leave the machine for 2 reasons. One, what we do with Peter and I in the afternoon. You want to catch these, okay? Because this works until 4 p.m. Eastern, all times Eastern. That's one. 2, what if the machine fails? What are you gonna do? You gotta be ready. What's the best way? Pick up the phone, call the trade desk. Hit number 2, goes to futures, and you tell them, cash me out now. Now. That's it. Why? Because we don't know when you're gonna come back. What if you didn't have a UPS? What if your laptop battery died on you, Randy? Okay. By the way, a UPS is $200 on average. Good ones are about $250, $260. I like the square wave, sine wave. I'm sorry, sine wave. Let me show you that. Hold on. Go to Amazon. Okay, and go UPS. I'm glad you brought this up. Sine wave. There we go. This is what you want to have. These are the best you can. You want to get. 219 here. Okay, I use these. These are my favorites. Oh, they raised the price. Son of a gun. So I have a bunch of these MSs. Yeah. It used to be 260. It's like 290. Well, it's called inflation. Yeah. You want to do 1500 VA, that range. Yeah. You see that? I started buying them last year. Or year before that, yeah. But these are current prices though. But that's what you want. This has a little extra. What do you call it? Extra thumb drive. So it's not bad actually. That's not a bad price. 260 to 270. Not a big one in terms of what they've done. But you want to get these. They're very good source. You can charge your other stuff. And I have some also got 2 of them. There's extra battery. You can have extension battery. So doubles your backup. Believe me, the i9, I just went on one of these. I'm happy. The i9 is fine. The i9 loses a little bit more battery because of fans, the extra fans. It's also i9s always have a water cooled radiators inside, not water, liquid cooled. Yeah, I don't know what the liquid is there, but you need also one, a smaller one. You could say, let's say, you could do it like an 800 watt. The small ones like these. No. The smaller one, no, that's still big. Hold on. Was it? Or is it 850? There are small ones that you could do. Put it wherever your incoming is. Not that I don't like those, but there's very very tiny ones. There we go. Select like these. You want some variation of this? Okay, they're about $70, and these are good for things your critical stuff have some backup, and with the monitor for your router, that's plenty. Because why? That's a single point of failure. You lose your router. What are you gonna do with your trick with your machine? You have the best fancy machine, but the prices are not coming in. I'm saying. You can change size, yes. With MNQ, yes, here's your change size, yes, of course. Let's say you're running MNQ here, right? So you go there, data, not, I'm sorry, studies. There you go. Again, multiples of 3. You see the size? Input value. You go customize. That's actually the only input you have. You can go to 6. That's 2 units. Ready to go. Now it'll run based on, you see the input 6 now. 6 there, 2 out, 2 out. So it went 6, stopped at 6. Went 6 again, 2 units. Each units are 3. So this time a pair comes out. 2, 2, and 2. You can go to 9. Now, you can't go more than that on MNQ package. With the NQ package, you can go up to 30. MNQs or 3 NQs. When you need more than 3 NQs, you write to us. We'll give you a link for that because you have to subscribe to it differently. It's a different price. And we've had people that are trading 6 units of NQ, 18 contracts per trigger. Okay, and there's one fellow in 1 month got a Rolls Royce for the girlfriend. Okay, Murray? Yeah, nice blonde. No money, no honey. Remember that. So, yeah. And I said, what are you doing? He goes, Fab, it's only money. It's only treasure. It's not blood. Okay? That's the thinking. So, now, that was October of last year. They sent me a picture of the blonde in the Rolls Royce. You go figure. Remember, you can have all the soup you want. You can decide on the bowl size. Okay? But it's up to you. Yeah. So now it's trading 9. You see what happened there? 9. Then it gets out 3. So 6 is left. Takes out 3. 3 is left and goes to 0. What shows is what you have in the positions, and they show up here. They show up there. This is your strategy position, and these are actions. You can see it changes. You cannot go with 7 and get out 3 out. It doesn't work. It's going to be multiples of 3s. Yeah. Why? Because that's how the system is designed. You can design it differently, but that's what we chose. Mathematically, it works the best. From game theory, from years of looking at it. I remember I even studied the biggest game theory there is. It's called SIOP, integrated operation plan. That's for the football, for the president at Woodrow Wilson School. Yeah, we used to play war games. Yeah. Actually, Kissinger came to lecture us on one of the sessions. So that's the ultimate war game, but or game theory. But you game theory this, 3s are the best. Now, to the extent I know. Okay, I'm not a genius. But actually, by the way, Ellsberg, who died on Friday, he was the SIP guy at Pentagon. Yeah, he knew a lot. Yeah, I know. He went to Harvard. Very smart cookie. Yeah. Anyhow, we're digressing, but that's a good question. Any other question? Yeah, Wednesdays are automatically out. We've tried to bring Wednesdays in. Didn't work. It was at best we were like breaking even. Why to do that? That's not a good rate of return, given the exposure you have. Plus, trade session is going to be happy. They're absolutely going to be happy with you. Why? They're getting the commissions. That's not good. Sometimes you need to be out in the day, like in the afternoons. Well, sometimes it's good to be off in the week. Now, why is that? Why is that working? What's the logic there? Opening range balance. What's our calendar? Some of our biggest days are Fridays and Monday, like non-farm or merger Monday. These are big days, early in the day, early morning. Some of the worst days are Wednesdays, like FOMC. Very volatile, very crazy. And it's in the afternoon and compressed within 45 minutes. If you really think about FOMC, I don't know how much have you traded. I don't mean watch it, trade it. Okay? Uh, if, on a Wednesday afternoon, let's go. Let's see if we can go there. Hold on, let's go there. Let's go. So actually, let's do it faster. Let's go here. Data. Okay, so here's your calendar back. So it was the 14th, right? I mean, I made an unconscionable amount of money that day, and I was scratching my head like, why? But I did. Now, part of it was that, yeah, you see this? You see this part? Of course, that was a rotation. Let's see what time this was. Remember, this is 2 o'clock. That's the number. 2 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock Chicago. Look where how fast. In 9 minutes, bunch of people just completely got killed. Now, of course, we had some signals. We had gone up. Of course, we don't have a CI underneath, but let me run a CI on that. Let me see if I have it on yet or not. Let me put that on. CI, no. So let me add that for a second. I'm going to take this. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me just disable this for a second. This not remove, just disable it. Add CI diff, or just add CI. Hold on 1 second. No. Add. I'm tired. I'm sorry, but we'll get to it. Remember, I get up every day and I say, today I can. So I don't know how it becomes night, but it is. Okay, let's do a CI diff. That's one of the best things we did. We combined the two. Earlier last year. Yeah, look at it. Boom. Now, you could see the divergence, right? We went to new high. It's not holding. That's normal, though. And it's kind of noticeable, but you really have to look. That tells us, okay, we're tired. A little bit sideways. And we got pinched. The DMZ diff got pinched, as Peter likes to talk about it. And then the separation fails. So this was coming. Don't tell me it wasn't. But we just don't know how bad it was. Then you get your rotation from a low reading. Anita, are you here? That's what I'm talking about. Low reading rotation. Then you know you got to buy. So we had a near perfect V. And then one more time up here, that's near the close. Why? They love to squeeze people. And he's done talking. This is the tough part. Let's see. 4 o'clock. I'm sorry. This is Chicago time. So, no, market closes here. Sorry. This is the tough part was this area. Actually, he was doing okay. Right after he went away, got a little bumpy, and then they closed it. This is, let's see. This is 3:15. Yeah, about here you finish talking. Usually does about 3:15ish, 3:30, 3:20 Eastern time. He stops, and then of course this was on this was like not really warranted, but there was another push. Usually, the big move comes here, and in his talks we've had these things, where it starts from the number and goes down. The exception was one time since he's been chairman. So these patterns matter statistically, okay? And there's no machine can predict that. Because it's such a bad day, it's one of those days that takes over, the Wednesdays takes over. So it's not advisable to trade Wednesdays. But merger Monday is very big because a lot of deals are done over the golf course with the M&A guys. They announced it Sunday night. You come in here, what happened? You were short. Market is up 200 points at the open. That's merger Monday. Non-farm is on Friday. OPEX, expiration is on Friday. So those are the Fridays. Now, to a lesser extent, there's follow-throughs, which is from Monday to Tuesday. So Tuesday gets a little bit less in range. Remember, we need range. Opening range breakout, right? And also because Wednesday is bad, Thursdays are not big either. They start soft. Again, follow through. So that's why the best days are Mondays and Fridays, with Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Now, people have gone through our ORB and said, no, Tuesdays are best. Okay, I'm not arguing with you, but that's not the whole time we have backed this. Remember, we backed this at least 3-4 months before we started offering it, and that was 6 months before ORB went to Striker. So we have like another 9 months of data there, and you could see again and again. The best days are Mondays and Fridays for those reasons. I'm sorry. Sorry to back to my point. If I'm out in the morning, will it start, run, or do I need to push the start? No, if you leave it on, with this green on, it starts. But it's not advisable. If it fails, what you're going to do? You're not there to see there's a fail. If you log in from your phone, it kills this session. Because each account has one login from X number of devices. You see what I'm saying? So if you have time issues in the morning, you may not be available. Best thing, go with the Fox. Yeah. I don't say Striker because Striker has they don't run TradeStation, so they run and that's, I don't want to get into it. I don't know what happened with them. They used to a long time ago, but they don't. I don't know what the facts are. It's not my business, but they run what I call native. I mean, Fox runs is native. Fix runs like you do. Matter of fact, I have access to it. I can go and look at it. I cannot touch it, but I can monitor it, and I maintain it. I do the rollovers. I do the updates, all that myself. So when in the morning, I have a note to them saying, just like two pilots, I'm saying your airplane. And so I tell them, your PC. That means that it's good to go. Go ahead. Pat them on the back and they fly. So I'm not a flight commander, but I'm a strike commander. I'm running all the airplanes. But to them, I said, okay. And then there's a lady there, Barb Levy. She's been trading with TradeStation for 20 years. Not for TradeStation, for Fox, for companies like Fox, using TradeStation. She knows it as pretty much as good as I am. But she wants to make sure that I have she's got my assent. This is are you going to turn the missile key or not? So I look at it like this morning. I had the issue. I said, I need the access. She goes, I'm flat. All yours. So I took over, looked at it, gave it back in a few seconds. And I do it through RDC, remote desktop. But that's the way to go. Striker does not trade there because Strike appeals to a bigger audience. Like, for example, if you live in Canada, we can't trade you at the Fox. Why? TradeStation is not allowed to trade in Chicago for Canadian citizens or residents because the equivalent of FINRA is really wacko. They're absolute wacko. Okay, they're saying is they're basically very European. Okay, but less, far more tight than, let's say, France or London, Europe. I mean UK, which are way more sophisticated in financial area. Canada is not. Canada is like, oh, what happens? What happens to my guy who's trading 10,000? Well, wait a second. Maybe your 10,000 guy shouldn't be trading anyway. Okay, so they're very too protective. That's why the gains aren't there. I mean, I doubt like Canada has any venture capital. It'll be a surprise for me. This is an American thing. So, but that's so so Striker is good for those clients who are certain countries that they're not allowed to trade futures, but those guys accommodate them. The Striker does, but they run it in a machine that disseminates and translates. Okay, albeit could be milliseconds. I don't know how long it is. I have no clue. But the spouse of the owner is a Chinese woman, very bright, and she wrote that code that does the translation and to different brokers' accounts, and boom, it sprays it out. I rather run it in native language because I know what these signals are saying, what instructions we're giving to them, and I know the end results. I don't know StoneX, for example, how they will resolve. They have been very close to us, but invariably sometimes off slightly. And that's just nature of the beast. It's called size and different orders going in. You're going through routers. It's the internet. This is the shape of things. Not all orders are going to arrive at the same time. And of course, when we trigger, because we have size on, it happens. Can you front run it? You can. Good luck. Some people do. Probably most of the time will work, but there's one time they're going to burn you. And when it burns you, it's going to be big. So be careful. I had a guy who in December did a huge pyramid of his own account, buying more contracts. But it was long or short. He just sized up more contracts, and one trade he lost 110,000, and he was pissed. I'm glad. Like 2 weeks earlier, I told him in writing, "Don't do this." Of course, says, "What do you know?" I said, "I don't know anything, sir. You're right." And he's a multimillionaire. So for him, it was nothing, but he would still have to bitch. But at the end, I was right. He wasn't. And now he's learned his lesson. Now he's very cautious, even though he's still a multimillionaire. And I told him, don't be that wacko about it, and don't be so tight now. Happy medium. Okay. So anyhow, what else? What else do you guys need to know on trades and on Orb that I have not covered? Anyone else, please? Again, please read the product description. Okay. Look at what we're offering here. Okay. This is the back test that we do. Back test every time we update the system, we do 4.91 and 9.0. There's also not going to be different. There's, I think, extra filter we put in on some divide by zero issue. It's not a new strategy. There's one item we're looking at to add. It's not finished yet. Our development will continue. Software never finishes. Then 5.0 is going to take an offshoot of our risk management stuff we did for Tiger Shark and build a better system for executables at the system houses. It's not for retail trader. It's for when you gang the trades. Remember, at Fox, we have a lot of people. And they go put it all at once. So all the trades go in together, but now we're coming up with the algorithms how to throw partial orders out. And why is it, who goes to what? It's all blind. At night, they declare to TradeStation what the trades are for tomorrow, what the client's sizes are for tomorrow. So Mr. X has 2 units. Mr. Y and his wife has 3 units. This one is NQ. That's MNQ. So two different worksheets run side by side. All the NQs, all MNQs, they get bunched up. Order goes out. Then you get the fills, and they come out in that ratio that we did here. And then at the end of the day, when we get here, it gets put back in your account. So during the day, actually your trade shows nothing. And the people who were both in Striker and some of them moved to Fox had that issue. I can't see my position. I said, well, TradeStation is no. You're not supposed to see your trades. You should see it after the trade is done. Oh, I said, yeah, you cannot, piggyback on the information. No, the whole thing is, it handles it for you and then distributes it on average price. So there's no advantage where the first few parcels go. Let's say you had 150 contracts there. Okay, he may throw 20 trades out every 5-6 seconds, or maybe every 200 milliseconds, depending on order flow. Depending on order flow, you can spill them out. Like throwing multiple dices. Okay, it gets them filled. It go to a bucket. That's the position. Then, based on what distribution you had, number of contracts you had, you get that multiples of 3. I'm saying, yeah, of course, has to be multiple of 3. Then they allocate that back to you at the end of the day. So everybody gets the same entry. Everybody gets same exits. Remember, we have 3 exits, 1 entry. That's done internally, and that's not even done at Fox. Done at TradeStation. And the account we use is a different account. It's a gang account. We have one for NQ, for one MNQ. Listen, they've been at this game before. And it's very transparent. I love what they do, because I went in there myself with a lot of questions. It took me about a month to figure out what they're doing. I mean, go through a couple of cycles of simulation testings with them. So I get my confidence up. And then I wrote to Marshall, the guy who's on the Striker. I said, Marshall, I need you there. Just for what, boss? I said, just go in there, open 2 or 3 small accounts. Let's see how they do. And within a week, we know we're on the right track. Yeah. So, yes, Fanny. No, at TradeStation, no. TradeStation only needs what you can pull the trigger for that day. So it's 5,000. But you need some margin. So I figured 10. You put, but you got to maintain that 10. Or you can put more and not worry about it. But yeah. Because 5 is going to go for margin. And then you get yourself some buffer. Remember Godfather 2? You need buffer. Remember he was doing a depot at with the Senate? You need buffer. Yeah, you need a buffer. So same thing here. On MNQ, okay? On MNQ, you need a buffer. So let's go there. Randy, these are good questions, my friend. Okay. So this is 3 MNQ. You need at least this to get in. But if you have only $1,400, you're gonna get a margin call. Because that's only $14 after that. Right? So you probably need 3,000. Yeah. To start. And then you gotta keep that. Otherwise, too dangerous to trade. Less than that. Because you're gonna be worried about you may make money, but you're gonna have a couple of heart attacks along the way. What's important? Your health is more important. Remember, your health is your wealth. So you need to have some buffer. And small accounts have bigger risk. I don't know how to emphasize that to you. Listen, part of the reason I have is divorce is that. I kept on taking 10,000, 15,000 out of it. Our savings, put it, and my ex-wife said, back then it was my wife. She said, you know what? I'm not so sure, but if this gets it out of your system, go do it. Come back and show me the results. And she was right, I wasn't. But the problem was I was taking too little out. Then I had some stock. This is late 90s. Then I had some options at a company called Echo. Went to 2 million in cash. 7. It traded at 7. My options were at quarter, and there were 358,000 shares. I mean options. Go to Echo, ECHO. Go to Edgar. Go to SEC. You see my name, and you see the board of directors. So all of those have to be disclosed. So at that point, and I took a chunk, and that changed my trading. Now, did I have mistakes? Sure, you still do. The problem really, more than anything else, was pyramiding too fast. Don't do that. Trade constantly. This is what my rule is. Trade same size until you get 150% of a margin money. Okay? Then you got 1 unit. 150% of margin money. So if you start with 1,300, okay? You need to make, that's 3 units of MNQ. When you go to 6, you have 3,300, almost 3,300 in your account. You made $2,000. You got to. You got to make the margin money off the house. You want to play with house money, and as soon as you can, take your 1,300 out. Don't go crazy just because the machine lets you. Don't. All you need is one trade to kick you out. Why do you think I'm working on this risk manager? Because in my opinion, the built-in tools, okay, sucks. They're not good. Yeah. As a matter of fact, so we replaced this, okay. Hold on. Let me put this. I know. Is this being recorded? I don't care. I've said things. I say things that I believe in. What are they going to do? Kick me out? This has a mistake in it. We fix it. That's a VBAP. Okay. ATR has a mistake in it. We fixed that too. Where's my ATR? There you go. Let me activate that. That's 2. I mean, the problem is this. And this may get me in trouble, but I don't care. All I know is that I have one of the largest accounts. Yeah, and what do you call it? For futures. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we fixed that too. Their ATR is wrong. It's recursive. Okay, so VWAP has a problem. VWAP is good for stocks. It's not good for futures. I won't get into more on that. Yeah, but that's where the problem is. This one is recursive. Okay, this one we're fixing it. This is what's replacing all of this. Now we're going to replace this too. The number of issues these two have together. Forget about SIM accounts. I'm talking about live accounts. So we're replacing it ourselves. with my own money, with our own code, not for everybody else, just for Tiger Shot. Because with that kind of money, I can't joke around with tools that I don't think they're perfect. For small accounts, doesn't make a difference. You'll survive. But if you add a couple of zeros, that changes a lot. It's called heart attack time. Where was the spreadsheet? That's on Twitter. I posted also on the website. Randy, you gotta pay attention, my friend. This is the Navy sailor. No soup for you, number 2. So you're 2 weeks now with no soup. Hold on. Go to Twitter. I posted on Twitter. Hold on. I think I did. Hold on. I know I posted in the chat room. I'll send it to you. Not a problem. No soup for you, exactly. So hold on. Oh, there we go. That was a question from. Hold on. Was it this one? No. What is this one? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah. Thank you. Hold on. That's Golden State. Who's that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Oh, I'm following you. Thanks, bud. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I followed him too. He's a good guy. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. Okay. So let me go back and look. I try to get back to everybody as soon as I can. The ones I let go, it's out of their mind. I'm not gonna get into an argument back and forth. Hold on. Right here. To Caesar. Caesar had a question in the chat room. I posted there 2 hours ago. Right here. That's the link. So you see government side. He's got him Gov Sacks. Yeah. His handle is Gov Sacks. Yeah. Caesar, he's in the chat room right now. He's in a test with you, also, Randy. Go there for test drive. There it is, and that's the link. And we update that. Marshall does. I don't touch it. This is what I do. I just maintain the logic. That's all. There, I do. This is. Hold on. I gotta go through here. Sorry. Hold on. Okay. So reload. Let me reload that. Okay. Okay. And here. This is what I do. Okay. This is today's data is not in. But I updated this and move forward. And you can see what's happening to us. It's building up. 380 now. Remember, a month ago was only 350 or 340. So, yeah. No, it's listen. I have a lot of hope for this, and it's grounded. It's got support. You can see the data. We're gonna have ups and downs. Give me a trading system that doesn't. You're gonna have market texture. Again, we talk about that. Go to again user guide. User guide. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay, you go there. It tells you a lot of tools and stuff we need to read and why. Now, if we change anything, no, this is wrong. 47. Hold on. That's not what I want. It's 491. Hold on. What did I do wrong? Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I opened the wrong version. Huh? This doesn't make sense. Hold on. I changed this. You gotta be kidding me. Did it fail? I changed this. I'll fix it. It should be 491. Use the one on the. Oh, hold on. No. Where's my PDF? Okay. This is 491. Why we're not getting that? Hold on. Why is it going to the wrong location? Okay, I gotta fix that. This should be 491. Okay, hold on. I'll fix it again. I think they lost the disk. Google did. Yeah, hold on. Okay, this is what's correct. Okay. Yeah, it's 14.203. That's our latest version. We haven't changed anything, and you can see the changes. Very organized, just like major websites, major software companies. But these two guys are very good. And also, it builds into rollover. It controls your rollover. Please read this. It tells you a lot of disclaimers that you have to have in mind. One thing we always say. Yeah. Occasionally has to be adjusted. because market conditions go. And there's no way anybody can tell you what the market texture is going to be. If somebody does, don't walk, run. Nobody can. Nobody can. I'm a timer of a decade. I can't do it. Market timing for daily is very different on a daily or weekly chart than intra-bar. You can see what happens. Just goes nuts sometimes. And balls are high. Also, we roll over contract-wise. So as our code goes out, like the end of a month, once a month you get a code for the following month. If you're with Fox or what do you call it, Striker, they already do that. You don't have to worry about it. We send them the code. We all get the same code. There's no fear or favor. Everyone gets the same. But what we do with the code that goes to you, we put in the dates, and in there we will tell you where the next date is. See that? June 9th, it starts on June 12th. Now, this month, the code for July will show the Z contract. The last day of a U and the first day of Z. So, and these are built in. Why? You can't do it anywhere you want. Why is that? Because we want you to use the rollover. Hold on, where's the rollover? Hold on. The CME rollover. There you go. Rollover dates. Yeah, I'm very glad they did this. I had a couple. One of my clients years ago was one of the key guys at the CME. I complained to him. I said, "You guys gotta do something about this." And he says, "What would you do?" I said, "Nothing. I publish it. It's not complicated. Publish it. Here you go. For equity index quarterly, remember this date. I mean this link. It's equity-index/rolldates.html. And if you go here, these are the indices. Look at that. So 9/11 is a roll. Okay, and then 9/15 is expiration. So 9/11, which we're closed. No, we're not closed. We're open. Yeah, 9/11, which is the Monday, it starts. Now we roll the night before. The night before we roll. Why? Here we go. July, September. Because it's Sunday. We roll on the OTF the night before. You don't want to be caught on that kind of rollover. The dispersion is too much. So what you do is that you roll the night before on these, okay? In the morning, by the time it starts slow. ES is basically cut up, NQ isn't. But when it comes to morning time, you get to trading time, they're caught up. That means the Z contract has more volume than U contract on September 11th. Okay, but the Friday before, no, it's the other way around. So that's our rollover. Again, it's in the PDF. Now, there are some restrictions you need to read. Okay, we give you all kinds of risk management stuff. Take over the concepts, what the trading units are. You gotta read it. You gotta print it out and read it. We give you what's shown on your screen there, what these mean, what these trades are, the timings and so forth. Very organized. These are the charts. You can see this is actually what we sent to you. You can see what to look for, the layouts. This is some settings you have to check. It's a checklist. You're launching missiles. You gotta make sure you're right. And if something is wrong, it gives you messages. Okay. For example, bar size, trade size is wrong. Given the strategy that you bought, the size you bought, you have to purchase that. We don't do 6 and 9 and 12 on the website. You write to us, we'll give you a specific link. If you decide that, I suggest don't go there. Start small. We don't need your money. You need your money. But what's more important than your money is your confidence. Once you ruin your confidence, you're not going to come back. I got a few guys who've done that to themselves. Don't do that. And then there's exception issues, and then what's this? What else do we have? And then, some term of use issues you need to know. Okay? I hope this answers your questions, get you over the initial hump of what we do and why we do it. Peter, you want to chime in here? Sorry, I talk too much. Anything you'd like to add, maybe? Anytime, Randy, no problem. Yeah, let me do a recap here while Peter's thinking about that. If you're going to be partially at work, partially trading, don't do that. That's for the orb. Those 2 hours you're going to be there. So you're better off. You could trade it yourself, like my cousin Siamak, and then go to work because he's in LA. Those 2 hours are early in the morning. He's up, does his trades, at 9 he's out. Boom, goes to work. At 9:30 he's at his desk. No problem. If you're on the East Coast, you better have Chicago run it for you. Or if you want to trade the afternoon, then you run it yourself at your machine with TradeStation. So take advantage of additional returns in the evening, because or in the afternoon. Peter is very good, and I try to help. And this is something we do. So what you don't want to do is rush, or leave your machine on and go to work. Something happens, you have nobody to blame other than yourself. Markets are wild, the moves are big. Yes, you can make very good money, but also you can make big mistakes too. So it's not easy. Every day is work, but it's good work. So, all right. Anything else I need to know? Any other questions? And remember, it's about 2 hours of work. This 25% was made, whether it's NQ or MNQ. Well, MNQ would be less, about 10%, 11%. Was 2 hours of work. One part of it is because we had a loss here. But you're going to have some losses. So the days we went directional to full time are low, not very high. I mean, we've had days we finished here, especially on the downside, because fear takes over. And you had the first trade, and the 2 actually finished here. It never hit the pullback into DMC. It finished both of them together down here at the end of time, and that was a killer. So one time, yeah, that was on the first one, first day or second. We had 2 big days and first months, and we kept on telling people this is not indicative of every day. I was hoping, please have losses, so people get used to. We're gonna have some losses too. It's not gonna be constant winnings. In October, one after another winners. Why? That time of the year. We need volatility. Volatility is good for us. So October was incredible. I mean, both years. We've had 2 Octobers so far. 2021, 2022. Every day. Yes, we would lose $100 and win 700. It was just nuts. It just went crazy. But it doesn't mean we're going to do the same thing in, I don't know, like April. Who knows? July, we had problems last year. I suspect we probably will here too. Just got to be exceptionally careful. And one solution is trading the afternoons with us, outside of the machine range of the machine. Okay. Yeah. So, any questions for me? We're good? Okay, guys. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Randy. Good questions. Thanks, Steve. Steve, see you in the chat room tomorrow, okay? And then, or wherever you're coming back, yeah. I got you all set up. And then, Cash is here. Cash, any questions for you? For me? If you like, I can, I'm more than happy to make sure I answer it here just for the benefit of others. You know quite a bit yourself. Peter's gone, yeah. Cost, again, multi-tier. 150 for MNQs, 1 unit, 3 contracts. At Fox, 6,000 is the cash they want to put up, because they don't want to keep calling you for margin call if there is any. You need to have some buffer, and you need to have a peace of mind yourself. If you trade here, cost is 456, which is for 3 units, because you don't want to go back as you start building. You don't want to go back and forth, and you get 3 weeks of chat room, and that's 456. If you do chat room only, you don't have to put up any money. You trade at your own pace and your own size. That's 700 a month. That's our biggest. Our chat room is the biggest. Those who trade both the NQ, MNQ, and chat room, $9.99. Yeah, so it's a 4-tier system. 3 of them are explained on the website, no question. And we probably at one point we'll put Fox in there too. But This is the chat room only, the first one. The second one has got 2 tiers to it. If you go on the bottom, you always have $9.99. If you go to MNQ, there's an MNQ link there. That's because of the request came up. It's $456 again for 3 units of contracts, so you can trade up to 9 contracts here. Okay. Oh, I think it was 3 weeks. Maybe it's 2. I don't know. I gotta check. And then you go there. Yeah, in terms of access. And this one lets you go to 9 units. I'm saying 3 units. So at 3, so it's nine contracts. So it's the same as if you were at Fox. The price is the same. Yeah. Okay. I don't suggest you go to the big contract, the big 1,000 a month thing. No, you should do what most people do. Do the 700. Yeah, the medium price, medium package, because you get chat room, and you need 3 weeks. Maybe it's enough. Maybe it's not. But we depends on people. Some people got it instantly. Some people drag down, and some people have gone back and forth. Remember the key. If you use the software, the keys are done to the end of a month because we issue 1 key. So it's important. Hold on. So you read this one. No, not that. Hold on. And this is a question comes up often because people don't read. Yeah. This part. In order to create a fair, this part is very crucial. Create a fair price distribution. We'll give you a key anytime you want. As the moment you come in. As a matter of fact, we don't want people just coming at the end of the month. Then we get a spike at the end of the month. No. You come in whenever you want, but you pay the next month. For that partial month, we bill you separately. Okay? Pro rata. Yeah, from the day to the end of the month. And we'll bill you the following month before we issue the other key. For the, let's say if you come in now, it's 20th. There's 10 days. You're not going to pay for that. You're going to pay for all of July. Then in July, we'll charge you for 10 days. Pro rata at your package level, either the full amount at 99 or MNQ only for 456. And we need that here before July ends, so you can get your August key. This way, there's always a buffer. When you cancel, we still give you a key until your what you paid for expires, and it's not middle of the month. This way, you don't have to limit your access. Your access is always to the end of a month. Why? Because we have 1 key. That's what we always do. We have done also with our indicators. Except our indicators are quarterly, so you have to pay to the end of a quarter. Because these are high priced, I thought that was a big burden for people. And we're trying to keep the burden down. Yeah. Now, and we give you some tech support. But if you need a lot of tech support, then we have to charge you. And then we will tell you that. Hold on, let me go here. There's a section here we've added on the bottom. There we go. Premium tech support. Okay, you install a TeamViewer and you buy a session. We've had a couple of guys use it so far. Yeah, it's there. But in the chat, if you pay attention and you come to the chat room and you're there every day, you're gonna get it. The problems you have with people is a haphazard. I'll come when I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'm busy. You're not gonna learn anything. This is serious. This is a business for you. Trading as a business, this is a good tool for that. If you want to be free from 9 to 5 and do your own thing, this is good. But you got to follow some rules. And at the beginning, if you haven't traded NQ, don't trade that long yet. No. You're not going to outdo it. System shows. If you stay with it long enough, it's very profitable. And don't try outdo it. Don't try guess it. I got a fellow, I won't mention it. It actually was referred to one of his family members who's been here for years. And he tries to outdo the signal. Not very efficient. Not very smart. Yeah. I can't. Peter can't front run the system. We think we do. Maybe one day we do, but not consistently. Again, probabilities and possibilities, not certainties. Greatest word Steve Shulman spoke. The greatest, technical analyst and option guy in Wall Street, and advisor for many, many years to the source capital management or source fund management. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thank you. I talked too much. I'm sorry. We're gonna get post process this file and then post it, and it's gonna go on our. As always, we'll go to our YouTube channel link, which is right down here. Okay. And let's see what Peter has done. Holy mackerel! In 7 days, look how many views Peter has had. I suspected that. As I was posting it, I said this is going to be. So far, I think right now we're about to be. I think by like this coming weekend, it'll be the best this year of all of this year. So in terms of webinars, very interesting stuff. Good night, all. We'll see you later. Thanks for attending. And if you want, Brian, if you want a test drive, send us a note. We'll give you a test drive of the chat room. Yeah, so you can see a kind of a middle ground what's going on. Okay, Greg, you too, if you like. Just don't be shy. Drop us a note. We're more than happy to. This is the time we're doing it. So, thank you. See you.